Hello, wire rope fabricators. We trust that you're finding today's virtual pie exhibitions to be very beneficial. We thank you for participating. I want to introduce our next exhibitor, which is JPW Industries, and the presenter will be Jim O'Leary. Jim, we are excited to hear what you had to say today, and we're excited to view your presentation. So please take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate your time, and guys, I appreciate y'all's time as well. So I am here remotely. What you see on your screen is John Stratton, who is in our virtual training center in Laverne, Tennessee, suburb of Nashville. I'm remote based in Houston, Texas. So we're JPW Industries. J stands for Jet, P stands for Powermatic, and W stands for Wilton. We're in front of you guys here this morning / afternoon, depending on what time zone you're in, to talk about the J, talk about Jet. Jet is lifting systems, and that's what we're here to discuss. Lifting is lever hoist, chain falls, and electric. So with that said, I will pass this over to John Stratton, as you guys can see, to do a physical hands-on demonstration of what we would do if we were standing in front of you and this wasn't a virtual show. So pass it off to John.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jim. I appreciate everyone being here this afternoon. I wanted to just take a few minutes, kind of go through our line for you, kind of show you the different features that we offer. It might be a little bit different than you see in the market with some other competitors. We'll start off with the lever hoist. We have our JLP, which is our entry level, and then we have our JLH, which is our upper level overload protected in that. On the JLP, you're going to have a Weston dual pawl. You'll have a brake wear indicator on it. And the difference in the brakes, I wanted to show you. On the JLH, we have what we call a fuse brake. You're probably mostly recognize the three-piece brake system. On the JLP, we put a wear indicator because it's very difficult to know where you're at on these brakes. They start getting thin. If someone were to throw the lever hoist in the back of a truck or it drops, these have tendency to snap or break. The wear indicator will give you an idea how you're doing on your brakes. Now, as we go up into the JLH, we have what we call a fuse brake. That means that these pads here are actually fused inside of the gearing. What that does is enables, number one, not as easy for them to break when the hoist is dropped or placed into the back of a truck or anything like that. And it also wears much slower. We carry a lifetime warranty because of this on the JLH line of hoist. The other thing you'll have is overload on the JLH. And most people, when they hear overload, they go, uh-oh, if the guy's overloaded, which a lot of times I do, that means the hoist is broken. You've got to send it back to a repair center, have it fixed, the snap pin fixed on it, recertified and sent back out. With ours, and we'll show you this in a moment, ours is a slip clutch. And so once you get to that overload point, then the clutch actually slips and you can no longer lift. What you can do though, but you can reset it in the field, and we'll show you that momentarily. Same thing goes as we go into our chain hoist. We have an S90 and an L100. So with those, the S90 is the entry level, dual pawl, as all of our hoists, our manual hoists are. It has the two-piece brake, where the L100 has the fuse brake. The other differences between the two lines is on the entry level, we have a grade 80 chain, a load chain on them. And as we go up to the upper level, it's a grade 100 chain on the hoist. When it comes to the hooks, We carry two different types of hooks. And I'll show you those. You have your pointed hook, and then you have a shipyard hook. Now, most people, a lot of people know about these, but really good to know if you are pulling plates or anything like that. Anytime you need to hold it in place against, let's say, a steel plate or anything like that, you want this type shipyard hook because it can handle the load on the front of the fork. The normal one, you would actually be in the center of the hook. And so that's the big difference between these. One thing that we do on our hoist is we use a cast steel latch on them, where a lot of times you will get like just a stamped steel. These have a tendency to bend much easier and break, and then you'll have to go in, replace it. Where this one being stamped, or excuse me, solid, it doesn't have the chance to bend as quickly and as easily out of form. Anytime, of course, those are bent out of form, they have to be replaced. Other things we want to do. Let's show you now what we're talking about when it comes to the overload protection. Again, if you overload either our chain hoist, the L100, or the JLH, you can reset it in the field. So I've actually overloaded this, and you'll see that I'm pushing down, but nothing's happening. You'd go, oh no, this thing, a lot of the guys go, it's not working, it won't pull anymore. Well, what you do is come and relieve the tension on it. And while you're relieving that tension, you'll see that it's moving. Now I've relieved the tension, I've just reactivated the overload protection, and I've reactivated the hoist. So now we're able to lift again. There you go. So that's kind of where that works. We also have a free wheel on here. By pushing and turning this, you can actually free chain, which helps when you're getting to to reduce the length of the chain to start your pull. Earlier this year, we launched 2 new electric hoists. Just wanted to take an opportunity now also to show you them. It's this JS series, the TS series, and the MT series trolley that goes with it. These are a 2-speed electric hoist, comes from 1/2 ton up to 5 tons capacities. It comes with the chain canister along with it. In this mounting, you have very low headroom so that you can lift all the way to the max. And also, if you buy it, we have a sales kit where we put everything together. It comes with the 4-button pendant already in the grouping for you. When it comes to this hoist, this is called our Trademaster, and it's a little bit different than electric hoists you've seen in the past, because it will come in a carrying case from 1/8 ton up to 1/2 ton. Comes in a carrying case. The 1/2 ton with 20 feet of chain is less than 50 pounds. So that's a huge reduction in weight. It makes it more portable for those jobs you're going in having to lift a lot. You don't want to use a chain hoist and all the work that entails. You can use this hoist. It is a 2-speed, but the one thing it does have that we don't have on the other one is this is a 2-speed with a variable speed option or a portion on it, and it comes with a wireless controller. Basically, you push, turn for the green light, hit start, and now we're going up. And we have 2 speeds, and I have variable speed, so I can change that. We want to go down, We go down a little faster, go down to the second, the slower speed. I can speed up a little bit on the variable. Now I want to bring it right into where my object is. We can bring it down to that precise, all with wireless. It comes up to 100 foot in length on the half ton. We also carry it in a 1 and 2 ton, also with the wireless controller. So all that to say, it has a brushless motor to it, so it's smaller, more durable than your normal electric hoist motor. And they've been really outstanding additions to the line. We do carry, of course, all your beam clamps, your manual trolleys, which we put one of the manual trolleys on the Trademaster here. And we're basically a full line hoist manufacturer. We've been in business for over 60 years in hoist, and every year we continue to strive to improve both the overall quality. Most importantly, we're looking every day for different ways to improve safety on the job site. The overload protection is a great way to do that. The grade 100 chain, that helps. Having 2 pawls, Weston pawls, instead of the actual, many of the competitors use just 1. We duplicate the system. So if 1 pawl were to fail ever, you still have the same amount as most everybody else would right from the beginning. In other words, we're trying to find systems for you that will every day bring on additional safety into your job sites. And I will pass it over to Jim for any questions you guys may have. I'm here to answer them also.
That's right. So thank you very much, John. We've got about, looks like, 7-10 more minutes left. So open the floor to you guys. Please raise hand, chime in with any questions you guys might have.
I have a question. I must have missed it. How long have you guys been in business?
Over 60 years in the lifting business.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's funny because the most people know us in the market jet as machinery, metalworking, woodworking machinery. Fact of the matter is that we started in the business in the 1960s in lifting systems. That was actually what our entree into the industrial market was. So even though you might know us for other things, we've been doing lifting the longest of anything. John, I'll let you take that. We got one coming in that says the small Trademaster runs with 100-volt 20 amps.
Yeah, it's less than 10 amps on the half ton.
Yep.
So it's very low, 115 regular plug. You can plug this in anywhere. We have a video on our website that can show you some of the things we've done. We were with a steel workers in a building. They're putting in some new stairs, and they used it, and they basically said it was the worst site they'd ever been when it comes to people, so many people plugging way too much into the power source. And even with that, they were able to lift. And they said our other hoist that they were using up until that point was not even close to being able to work. When putting it in, it was one guy up on the roof going underneath and hooking it into a manual trolley that they had. And they said the other hoist we used took us a couple hours to get it up because it took all 4 of us to get it onto the trolley. The other thing that we've done with this is it's the hoist is weatherproof, so rated at 54, and the controller is 65. So you can actually use this in the rain, which is a huge advantage when you're out on construction sites or anything like that. Light industrial, things like that, anything where there's moisture involved, it can still handle that.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate it. And I'm sure, as always, if anybody on here has any questions, they can contact you both directly and you'll be able to answer them for you.
Thank you for having us.